It is with great pleasure and honor that I give this award to the great Sam Mendes.
Thank you very much. Well, that was like watching my life pass in front of my eyes. I love that Kevin says, I know human beings very well, very serious. The truth is, I just typecast. When I'm looking for an amoral, lecherous suburbanite, I go to Kevin Spacey. I'm looking for a psychotic killer to play Richard III. Kevin Spacey is always a good call. Pretty much do anything, really, as long as you cast the right people. Listen, thank you very much. I'm very, very flattered indeed to be considered an inspiration to anyone. I take very seriously inspiring young people to be filmmakers. At some point, I hope some of my work will have done that. It means a great deal coming from Empire, who have fearlessly supported the last movie I made and set the agenda for the way it was treated right the way around the world. They are really a great institution, and they set out to like movies when they go into the cinema, which I think is a very important thing and sometimes overlooked. But I wanted to, I thought, what should I say tonight? And I thought, actually, I made a list, which is something I've almost never do, of people who inspired me. And it's not as funny as Johnny Vegas, but it is from the heart. The first people who came into my head inspired me to be a filmmaker, and I'm just going to read it out. I want to thank Stanley Kubrick for The War Room in Dr. Strangelove, Billy Wilder for C.C. Baxter in The Apartment, Kurosawa for The Death of the King at the end of Throne of Blood, Martin Scorsese for panning a camera down an empty corridor in Taxi Driver, Joel and Ethan Coen for the last scene between Marge and Norm in bed at the end of Fargo, Paul Thomas Anderson for the deafening of H.W. Plainview in There Will Be Blood, Bergman for the visit of B.B. Anderson to Liv Ullmann in The Dead of Night in Persona, Francis Coppola for the killing of Fredo Corleone in Godfather 2, David Fincher for the first scene of The Social Network, Bob Fosse for the audition sequence at the beginning of All That Jazz, Quentin Tarantino for Christopher Walken's speech about the watch in Pulp Fiction, Woody Allen for the fireworks over Manhattan, Clint Eastwood for making it rain at the end of Unforgiven, Michael Powell for the moment Moira Shearer steps into the ballet of The Red Shoes, David Lynch for the car journey with Frank Booth in Blue Velvet, Mike Nichols for Benjamin in the swimming pool in The Graduate, Francois Truffaut for the moment the boy looks into the lens at the end of 400 Blows, and Wim Wenders for the moment that Harry Dean Stanton sees Natasha Kinski after all those years at the end of Paris, Texas. That's my list. And one last thing. I asked my son, I said, he was 9 years old, I said, what's your favorite, what would be your inspiring moment? He said, he told me what it was. So I want to thank John Sturges and Yul Brynner for his favorite moment, which is the moment in Magnificent Seven where the guy says to Yul Brynner, where you come from? And he goes, and he says, where you going? And he says, just about says it all. So thank you very much.